Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to show you a couple of places that I go to sort of research my decks and kind of start them off. And my first go-to whenever I'm starting a new deck is straight to eBay, and that is to have a look at deck cores. Now, you can see deck cores vary wildly in price. We've got here a Salomon Great deck core with 45 cards at $6.95. At the same time, we've got an invoked deck core, which is only 18 cards at £37.50. So the price of a deck core can vary hugely. But as we scroll down, we can fairly easily see that there's all kinds of different deck cores that are available. And quite often, sellers that are putting up just one particular deck core, if we go to their other items, will have a load of different deck cores that they may well be selling. And again, depending on the deck, depending on the cost of the cards that are in those cores, they will be different prices. Once you've got your deck core, that's the point where you want to start working out how your deck works. And to work out things like how your deck works, I would pop to YouTube and start having a look at a couple of deck profiles. There'll be loads of different Yu-Gi tubers, and there will be people who have done some kind of deck profile on that deck, and that will give you an idea of the kind of effects and things that you can get into to work out how that deck works. You may well then want to have a bit of a glance at Yugioh top decks, and this is quite a useful site. We can either have a look at the current top decks and what they're costing and what cards are in them, or we can specifically search for a deck. So if I'm using my megaliths, type in I can go deck types, megalith, and that will bring me up a deck that has been successful in tournament. And I can then go through and actually have a look at how much that deck cost. There'll often be a YouTube link to a deck profile on that deck, and I can see what's in that deck as well. So yeah, that's pretty useful. And if I want to know what a specific card is, if I click on that specific card, it will pull me up a decent description of that card. Once you've worked out what your deck does, at that point, you can start to try to work out what other cards you want to fit around that deck core that you've bought. And I'd say that one of the best ways to do that is if you just type in a search for kind of the effect you want to do and then go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom, it will bring you up a decent description of different types of card that will do that. We can also use Fandom to bring up a list of the different cards that include that effect. And that's quite handy because it will give me a full list of what cards do that effect. And if I click on them, I can then also see, when it loads, what that card is, and I can read what it does. Once you've worked out what cards you want for your deck, there's a couple of different places that you can go to. If you go to a set seller, you will often find that their cards are significantly cheaper than eBay prices. So the minimum price on most cards on eBay is usually 99p. We can get a lot of cards on a specific shop selling site for, we've got this one here, Sprind, the Iron Dash Dragon, is as cheap as 15p. But we are going to have to pay postage on that, so we're going to bear in mind that we need to pay postage on that. If you go back to your eBay sellers, usually all your eBay sellers are free postage, and it's worth keeping your eye out for these buy 5, get 50% off type deals. There might be buy 5, get 25% off, buy 3, get 10% off, but it is worth keeping an eye on that. So if there's one particular card you're after, give it a search on eBay. Have a look at who's got the best deal on that type of card, and then go through what other cards are then included in the same deal, because it may well be worth you picking up a few of them. So here I've got this guy's doing decode talkers on the buy 5 get 50% off, and so that will reduce my cost of my decode talker to just 50p, and I've got free postage on that. So it's worth sometimes oddsing up between the two of the registered shop sellers and the eBay sellers to work out where you're going to get the best deal. I also find that actually often the eBay sellers are faster shipping as well. So if you want your cards within a day or two, then it's possibly worth going to more of your eBay sellers. They seem to have much faster postage. I believe that an awful lot of the larger shops tend to do a once or twice a week mail out, whereas most of the eBay sellers will ship the same day. So guys, that's just a quick run through on how I tend to search cards when I'm building a deck. If you guys have got any opinions on that, then yeah, drop me a comment and we'll see where we go.